Hello, Taurus. This is Michelle, and I'm here to do your May 2020 tarot. Well, let's call it a card reading and a tarot reading. Happy birthday! Happy birthday to my Taurus friends. And yes, we'll be using some playing cards. These are the national playing cards by Theory 11, and then we'll also bring in tarot cards from the Golden Tarot and even an affirmation card from Divine Doors. All right, so we're going to get started here. I should probably mention I do have my Reiki grid here in the reading this month, and it is charged. Set an intention for the reading this month that it will bring a message that is uplifting, positive, healing in a way. And of course, you know, there's a lot of difficulties right now for just about everyone, you know, and so we're going to look for that positive energy coming in, that little ray of hope. And so we have the Reiki grid here also to let's say fortify that. And okay, so here we go. This is the reading for my Taurus friends in the birthday month, for those of you born in May, and for the other Taurus, right? April. Do I have that right? Okay, let's keep that Eight of Hearts because it really popped out there, and let's take a look at what else comes up. And I noticed that on the bottom, did you see, look at this very interesting Ace of Spades in reverse. All right, I'm going to say this. I think some of the Taurus people are chomping at the bit. Okay, that's what's coming up to me. Just a sense of kind of, you know, I mean, because if we do this, you know, this is like you're ready to go. I think you could have a lot of ideas in mind. Perhaps, you know, things are really, boy, let me mention this. Just a brief astrological note is that a lot of planets are going retrograde in May. Let me see, I'm just looking at my chart now. Goodness, okay, Jupiter, Saturn, Pluto is already retrograde, and then Venus, your ruling planet, also going retrograde May 13th to June 24th. So it could be that, you know, you were kind of had things, your mindset going one way, and now you feel like the brakes have been put on a little bit. And so I'm picking up this sense of like this chomping at the bit kind of idea to kind of get going. All right, Eight of Hearts, Three of Hearts, and the Queen of Hearts. My goodness, what a run of hearts. I'm going to pick these cards up and show them to you because I realize the images are a little bit small, and they're also new for us. They're new for me too. This is a new deck. I feel that Taurus, you're on a path. Let me say that with this Eight of Hearts, and you're on this path. If we just look at the Eight, it almost looks like a path, right? This is a path that you're called to, that you're very passionate about. The fires, let us say, within will not stop burning for you. It could have to do with a relationship, let me say. We're looking at a queen here, but this could be a relationship with a water sign for some of you now, and we know that, you know, earth and water are very compatible, right? So for some of you, this has to do with a relationship, and you could either, it doesn't matter, female or male watching this reading, but some of you, this could have to do with a relationship. And so what I'm trying to say here is that part of your life plan involves this relationship with another person. It's coming up as a very loving and stable relationship. And there's potentially in May, in the birthday month, beautiful to see, it could be that there's going to be like this little fire ignited. all right, with this Three of Hearts here, a little fire ignited. It could be that the fire has been burning for a while, or it might even be something brand new, all right? So this could pertain either to a long-standing relationship or something new that's going to come into life. But it is part of your life path. And I feel that you're going to get this little, it's beautiful. Let me just say that, it's beautiful. That I feel that the fires within are just going to just get a little bit of a boost, shall we say. Let's continue. The Ten of Hearts, my goodness. The Jack of Spades, all right. And the Two of Spades. All right, let's put these together. I feel that for Taurus, for some of you, this is a situation, this is a time period where you're actually seeing the end of something. For some of you, it could relate to this initial string of cards, and it could be that there's a brand new relationship coming in for you, but it could be also that another relationship is over now, and it's done and it's gone. Let me just say that. Okay, so that it's over and gone for some of you, and you're in a period of time now where it's like you're facing the future now. You're turning ahead, and you're saying to yourself, I need to think about my future. I need to think about what's ahead for me and what my new goals are. I can see some of you using, I want to say, your analytical mind, the rational mind, to just move on from whatever was in the past. Now, this reading, though, for some of you, because of this first string of cards here, I'm also seeing that some of you are in a stable relationship. So I'm going to bring up a couple of alternative readings here. And so, it's a general reading. So there's a lot of messages coming in. Let me just put it that way. Some of you, I feel that there is an ending involved, but it might not have to do with a relationship. Let me just say that. Okay, it might not have to do with the relationship, but it could be something that you were, let's say, just had your heart set on. And you can see that that's come to an end for some of you. And, you've taken some time to sort of think this over. And you can see now that the best route is going to be to move forward and consider some new goals for yourself. Consider some new goals for yourself. Okay, let's continue on. And now we have the Queen of Diamonds, the Five of Hearts, wow, and it's the Joker, all right, the Joker. This is a very detailed card, and so I'm sure you won't be able to pick up all of the details. This is the Joker in reverse, though. I can see that because you can see the little heart shape here in the middle, and it's turned upside down. Can you see that? These cards are really fascinating. I'm going to turn it this way. I'm not sure if you're going to be able to get all the detail, but we can see the heart here, the club, the diamond, and the spade here. And then we have the heart in the middle. There's just all kinds of detail here, right? But it's coming up in reverse. And that's okay. All right, that's okay. This final row of cards here is really what the reading comes down to, but it's also reiterating what I was picking up earlier here in the first two rows, let me say. And so what this is telling me is, Taurus, you're doing the right thing. Okay, that's the message coming through. You are doing the right thing here. For those of you that are experiencing a big shift or a change, something has ended, all right, and you realize that you need to set your heart on a new path, all right, because that's the situation. That's the situation that's occurring right now. There's been some sort of ending. You can see that it's time for a change, and you are using your rational mind to help you think about what's in the future. Now, what's in the future, this is really a little bit tricky, right? Because there's so much uncertainty in the air right now for many of us. Now, for those of you that were experiencing ending, and it didn't have to do with a relationship, if it had to do with something involving your career, for example, let's say, or business in that matter, then the Joker is saying, this is not an easy task. It's not an easy task with all the uncertainty. However, there is a pleasant surprise that's going to be coming in for you. Let me put it that way. Okay, there's a pleasant surprise. You might have to wait just a bit for it. Okay, you might have to wait just a little bit for it. But this is the sense of, I'm picking up good luck here. Good luck here down the road. Be patient. Okay, so let me put it that way. Some good luck down the road. Be patient. Could be some good news also financially coming in for you. But it might not even be in the month of May. It might be just a little bit down the road. Okay, so let's just take a look at this again, and then we're going to get into those tarot cards. And so I feel again that Taurus, even though you could be in a time in your life where things are, you can feel a sense of something ending, something changing. You could be thinking about how am I going to move forward from here, whether that has to do with a relationship or some sort of a career type of move, perhaps even a location could be involved potentially. Even with all of those things going on, all of the change that's in the air, you're still on your path. You're still on your path, and your heart is your guide. Your heart is your guide here. There's a core inside of you. There's a core inside of you, and that's not going anywhere. And it will keep you very, very stable, even amidst the changes. Even amidst the changes. I just want to reiterate that I do get the sense of a little spark or a little fire being reignited for you in the month of May, which is just beautiful. And this could also be related to the idea that you are thinking ahead. You're thinking ahead now. You're looking towards future goals, and this can be helping you to feel that little spark. Perhaps there is somebody new coming into life, and that person is giving you a sense of hope. It could be also that you are going to remain with a partner that has been very stable, perhaps even together. You are thinking about your futures and how things are going to be down the road. You're thinking about things very positively. There's certainly an opportunity for that, let me say. You're bringing in the rational mind, which is wonderful to see. You're bringing in your rational mind, even though at the core, your heart is there. So let me say that. I know that sounds a little contradictory, but so let me repeat it. You have, of course, at your core, right, a deep passion, something that you're passionate about, something that I want to say you're in love with. That could even be a person, but it could also be something that you want to do with your life. And that is going to continue to guide you even in the midst of change. Some good luck potentially coming in. Might not be in May. We might have to wait just a little bit for it. All right, that was an interesting cut. I'm going to pull that card out because it's sort of popped out, and then we'll take a look at the other cards. While Queen of Swords on the bottom of the deck, also reiterating that idea of using the rational mind to think about how you're going to move forward. I think that's going to be very helpful, Taurus, for you in the month of May. Now, I'm not asking for a new reading here. I'm asking for enlightenment based on what has already come up in the National Playing Card deck. All right. Six of Swords kind of popping out there, suggesting for some of you, this did come up briefly, the idea that perhaps you're thinking about a different sort of living situation down the road, about where you might live or how things will be differently in the future. Now we have the Six of Coins in reverse, all right. The Queen of Wands, all right, so there's the passion. And the Fool in reverse. I'm going to show you the cards both ways though, because just so you can sort of get oriented and see the artwork on this particular card. All right, but this is in reverse. I want to say this to you, Taurus, that well, first of all, let's just notice that the wands are very consistent with the idea about passion coming through in this reading. All right, let me, even though we've got a lot of hearts, which would be consistent with cups, but there's a lot of passion, there's a lot of red in this reading. And now we have the Queen of Wands coming in, and this is telling me that at your core is that strong, beautiful Taurus heart. You have many, many gifts. Let me say this with the Six of Coins, what is coming through to me is that you have many, many gifts. They don't necessarily have to be material gifts though, and that's a little unusual, right? Because when we think of Taurus, we do think of the earthly pleasures, right? You know, food and wine and good things like that. We like the good things in life, you know? The earth people, they like the good things of the earth for sure. But this is telling me that also you have other gifts, gifts of the heart, gifts of a spiritual nature, and that you're not going to put a foot wrong. That's what I'm seeing in the Fool here. So I'm picking this up, this message, not to worry if there are concerns right now. You know, I'm hearing this, you're nobody's fool, okay? You're not going to put a foot wrong. You have many, many gifts, and these are going to help see you through. Listen to your heart along the way. Now we have the Four of Coins coming in. The Page of Swords in reverse, and the Moon in reverse. Wow, how interesting. So we'll put the cards upright just to sort of get oriented first. The artwork is so different also for that reason. So, you know, I'm going to say this, Taurus, for you, this is kind of really a practical message. More just sort of a practical situational thing, and it is this. The budget might be a little bit tighter, which obviously it is for most of us, all right? But what I'm also seeing and hearing is that you know how to work this out, all right? You know how to work this out. This could also have to do with that rational mind coming in. You know how to work this out. You know how to make things stretch. You also know how to enjoy, I want to say, the finer pleasures of life that do not have to do exactly with things of, I want to say, more of a concrete nature, okay? You know how to enjoy yourself, for example, simply through reading, perhaps. Let's say I can see this, we can see her actually reading a book here, right? And finding much pleasure in it. Or looking out into nature and getting a great deal of pleasure through the sunlight coming through the leaves and the trees. These are very refined types of pleasures that I can see you taking advantage of at this time. Let me say that. Okay, now let's take a look at the Page of Swords reversed and the Moon reversed. Well, I do feel, let me just say this, I'm picking up this message for you, Taurus, is coming up this way, that I feel that you are sheltered at this time. So some of you actually could almost be, I want to say almost like in a bubble, okay? You might even be thinking to yourself, I can't believe how fortunate I am right now, considering everything that everyone is going through, all right? I'm very fortunate right now. I can see you counting your blessings. Let me put it that way. And so for those of you that are in that situation where you actually feel protected right now, I want to say I'm so happy for you. And, you know, this is a time to just give thanks, for all that we have, whatever small gifts that they are in life. I can see you giving thanks for that now. That Page of Swords coming in reverse is also telling me that there is going to be a message coming in for you. I think it's going to be very positive, but again, I think that there's going to be a little bit of time that elapses. So for those of you that are actually waiting for some news, this is coming in. Just hang in there. Hang on. Everything is delayed. I'm picking up that. There's a little bit of a delay for some of you, but just hang on. It's going to be okay. Here is the Ace of Wands. Here's the fire that I spoke of all throughout this reading with all of this red. Beautiful to see. Now we have the Eight of Swords in reverse. Let's take a look at it upright and sort of get oriented there. And the Queen of Cups in reverse. Okay, very interesting. Queen of Cups. Now this is consistent with the Queen of Hearts here. So we're also just sort of taking note of that. The Queen of Hearts, the idea of somebody perhaps new coming into life, or perhaps somebody that you've been with for a while. I'm going to say this. I think that the future is uncertain for many of us. And I think that let me put it this way, Taurus. I think that this is not, I'm not going to say that it's comfortable. It just isn't, especially for Taurus, because Taurus, you are a fixed sign. You like things to be settled, all right? And you don't want to have to be put in a position where you have to move either, right? As we see in the Six of Swords. So I feel that the uncertainty that's circulating around right now in the environment for everyone, it's just an uncomfortable feeling. I think from an emotional standpoint that you can sort of feel like you're a little bit just kind of like, what I'm hearing is like rocked off your foundation. But I want to say this, it's just a feeling, okay? It could be, I don't mean to downplay the seriousness of this time and how difficult some things are. But what I want to say, when I'm trying to say what's coming through with these cards, is that it's just a feeling based on everything that's going on in the environment right now. The truth is that your core is intact. Your passion is intact. Your path is in place, and you are still traveling on that path. Indeed, in the month of May, you may even feel some sparks, some positivity, and some, I want to say, like enlightenment in the month of May could very well come in for you. So at times, if you're feeling a little bit like, I just don't like this, I don't like the uncertainty, I want everything to be back the way it was, or I want everything settled down. Just know that these are external events. At your core, you are still, your passion and your strength, let me say, are still in place. All right, Taurus, let's just do one more card at this time, and it's going to be from the Divine Doors, and it's going to really just wrap everything up. It's a message of encouragement in relation to this message. It's also possible that it will bring up just kind of a new idea in relation to everything that we have heard. And this is for my Taurus friends for the month of May, for my Taurus friends for the month of May. Here we go. Let's take a look. We'll just give it a quick cut here. Oh my goodness, look at that beautiful blue door. Well, I'm going to show you the door first, and there it is. That beautiful blue door. You know, Taurus, if you have time in the month of May, this is just suggesting to me to take a little bit of time to tap into the spiritual side of the self. with this blue. That's what I'm picking up. So, if things on the outside world are making you uncomfortable, get back to that core, which is very spiritual, and know that there is peace there. There is peace at your core at all times. It's just a matter of tapping back into it. Let's take a look at the message for you, Taurus. It is this: the art of life. There's no sacred light in the aura of an invisible life. Be bold in your skin. Let your love dance in sight. Oh my goodness, that's such a profound message in light of the passion that has come through in this reading. All of these hearts, the love, the Ace of Wands, the Queen of Wands. Oh my goodness. It is just all about letting your love and light shine in this lifetime, Taurus. And if anyone can do that, it's you.